Okay, so we kick off every podcast now with quick question.
Yeah.
Yes.
We've just got some random questions that we put in a bowl.
What's your favourite smell in the world?
Oh.
That's a good one.
Sniffer, sniffer. What's your favourite smell in the world?
I've got two.
Yeah.
Okay. One is frying garlic and onions.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Oh, my God, always food related. The second is that smell of a baby's head.
Yeah, I was going to say a baby's
you
head.
always smell baby's heads, yeah.
So good.
Baby's heads are so delicious.
Good. That smell, it's like it does something to you.
Yeah, I don't like I reckon though, like if you don't know the parents that well, it's not the best. Like it's not a bad smell, but I wouldn't want to sniff the head.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Is there also anything worse than when you're holding someone's baby and you've had enough
Oh,
and you feel rude? It's like,
You're handing
shit,
it
I've
back.
been holding it for 30 seconds. I'm done.
and you can see the mum just so wants you to keep holding that kid.
Yeah, don't give it back.
yeah, sniffing a kid's head is so good. We used to kiss our boys' heads so much, like when they were younger, and we still do, but they would have their bald little heads. And so then when I'd get the baby back from Sam, I'd be like, oh, man, you've chedded the head. And we'd call it chedded head.
What, his smell on the head?
Just like, you know, when you kiss and then the smell of like
person.
saliva and stuff after it. Like sometimes the baby's head would stink. It's true though.
We're talking about good smells. Mine's like brownies in the oven.
Oh, brownies in the oven's
Banana
divine.
bread in the oven.
So amazing how it's like nostalgic and how the smells can just transport you anywhere. Like the other day we went into Sam, my partner's work, the three of us.
Oh, yeah.
And I walked in there and I said to Stacey, whoa, this smells like America, like the college Stacey went to had a really distinctive smell to me. And when I walked in there, I was like, oh, my God, we're in the dorm rooms back in Baltimore. It was so strange. I love it though.
Yeah, me too.
You've got a very distinctive smell. Like I would be able to sniff you out in a lineup, Stace.
It must be my laundry detergent, yeah?
Yeah, I
'Cause
think
I don't
so.
wear perfume or anything.
No. I just bought a new perfume the other day. Forget what it's called actually. I smelt it on somebody and I was like, oh my God, that perfume is so amazing. And I went and bought it. It's so small. It's 50 mils and it cost me $150.
Oh, God.
Perfume is so expensive.
That's so expensive.
what is it?
Yeah.
I think it's Miss Dior. Is that one?
No, that's not that expensive, is it?
Well, I was.
Oh, my God. Are you sure it's that one?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. It's got a little bow on the lid.
Oh, yeah, maybe. Is it very sweet?
It's, I guess so.
Huh.
Wow, you got a new
Jeez,
smell.
that's pricey. I don't. Fragrance is one thing. You know, people like they've got some like a wardrobe of fragrances. Oh, I like this one.
Yeah.
I've got one.
Me too.
That I like to wear, and nothing I smell is ever as good as that.
What is it,
And it's
CK1?
Chanel. No,
That's what we
No.
used to do when we were kids.
no. Why would you think I'm? Although I will say, if I have to put on a top or something, and I've been like, say, patting my dog, and I can smell the dog smell, I'm like, oh, I've got to go down to the shops. I've got a CK1, and I'm not even joking.
Oh, you do?
I swear to God, you know what else I've got?
So why did you get so offended?
No, but I don't wear it out like on the day to day. And plus, I've got fabric softener in water in a spray bottle.
Febreze. You need
Yeah,
Febreze.
if anything needs a little refresher.
Oh, really?
Yes,
Yeah.
and it works. It gives everything that.
It's like it's been washed.
You know that smell, that fabric softener smell?
Is that what Febreze is?
Yeah.
I'm telling you, you know, like couches and stuff.
Yeah.
Give it a shake up.
Oh, yeah, lovely.
Bedding, and you get that
Very American
freshly
Febreze.
washed scent.
So what about, can you, if you don't want to use the brand Febreze, can you just use your own washing powder in water?
Oh,
I don't know. This is
no.
fabric softener. This is fabric
talking
softener.
about?
There'd be like
Making it
there'd be
up.
like suds just everywhere.
I'm going to get some Febreze.
Oh,
I
yeah, I've got
never
it.
knew what it was.
Oh, I used it all through college because you can't wash when you want to wash.
Ew.
Like your, sports stuff.
Yeah.
You have to wear
But
twice.
at home, like just a little. Yeah.
I want to go back to the CK1 though, like because I was so joking, and you have CK1 and use it when the dog has ponged you.
Hang on a minute, but that's just like using a.
That's
No,
like
mate.
It's
impulse.
No, well,
I do not have a
I still make
CK1.
Impulse?
Yes, I didn't. I was joking. I didn't even know if they still made CK1.
Of course they do. It's a classic.
It's not my fault you wear CK1. You're getting
Hang on.
very angry.
Hang
at me.
on. Let's, for the record, state I don't wear CK1 as my fragrance. And if you want to know what it is, it's also a Chanel, and it's a Chanel Chance, right? Which, if anyone's interested, that's what I like to wear.
Take a chance
CK1.
on me.
Have you not got something you just I don't know, like have to throw on, or like, you know, some people leave a fragrance in their car or
Now, see, I'm not
whatever.
one of those because who can have more than one $150 bottle of perfume? I've just got one in my bathroom that I'm using, that one now.
well,
and I just do one spray on the chest because it's
So
too
hold on,
expensive.
I've got a question. If that runs out someday, are you repurchasing?
What are you talking about? The CK1?
The CK1.
No.
How long has the CK1 been in there?
Probably for ages. I've actually got, even
But
though
what's
I
ages,
just said,
like 5 years or 8
I've
months?
got perfumes in my wardrobe that I've got that Mark bought me when we first started going out almost 21 years ago.
Wow.
Okay.
But I just keep them there for if
But they
you don't want to use a good one.
They'd be
you know,
off.
They probably would be. But like Dior Addict, that was massive. Mark bought it for me and never smelt it. And I'm like, who buys a fragrance for someone and you haven't even smelt it? And the smell gives me a headache. It's really intense. But I keep it there. I'm always, just in case I need a little...
Yeah, wow.
You know, yeah. No offense to anyone who wears CK1 either.
No, you should not be wearing CK1 anymore unless you're a 16-year-old girl from the 90s.
That's what when
Do you know
Katie
what?
was when Monty was working at French Connection, like we were living.
Is that
in
what I was wearing, CK1
Oh,
then?
yeah, we were right onto it then when we were 15, 16.
My first boyfriend, I remember he gave me a bottle of CK. It was Eternity, Calvin Klein
Oh,
Eternity.
yeah. That was massive.
And I remember we went to, it was Rock Above the Falls, which was now Falls Festival. And I took Eternity to Rock Above the Falls, and it was one of the ones that you had to, like you dipped in. It wasn't a spray bottle. And I spilt the whole thing in the tent. Like I used it once,
gutted.
whole thing in the tent.
Very annoying.
That was a lot
so
of money
annoying.
back then too.
It was a really nice present.
Yes.
I remember for my first present that I gave him, and I was really, you know, when you're first with somebody when you're younger, you're really embarrassed to give them their gift. Oh, I feel embarrassed now. And I remember I went and got him like a Rip Curl long sleeve, and I got him a aftershave as well. And I remember giving it to him.
It's a good present.
I know.
A teenager.
Yeah, we were like 16.
Huh.
Yeah, lavish.
Yeah, I loved him so
Yeah,
much.
you did. It was gross.
Yeah, it was I remember he went away once and I just cried the whole time. I remember I've told you this before and I just Mum, it hurts so much. And he just went to Perth for like 5 days.
I vomited once when Mark was overseas. I got myself so upset I vomited.
Oh God, come
This is
on!
So I know, I
You two
can't
are
believe
sick.
it. I think I was 21 and he was going overseas with his sister because all of his dad's side of the family's overseas. So they were going there and they were going to be gone a month. And I was like, okay. Anyway, his sister had an ovary burst. Or no, sorry, a cyst on her ovary burst while she was over there.
Jeez, that'd be painful.
Yeah. Oh, and he was literally wheeling her into hospitals. And
Why-
they're like,
why-
we can't do anything about it. He said it took that long to get her seen. She could have died. Anyway.
Oh, wow.
But then he rang me and he's like, oh, this happened. I'm like, oh, that's awful. He goes, she has to have surgery. We have to be here for another month.
Oh, wow.
I was like, oh, and I was in the toilet because I was crying so much. Who's like that? Who is like that?
Who the fuck do I hang out with? Oh my
An
God.
extra month. How long was he
so
gone
funny.
for?
So 2 months.
Yeah, that's
all
a
up.
lot.
It was a long time.
Katie used to do that when I'd go away. It'd take her like 3 months to get over it every time.
Yeah, well, we were like, that was pretty hardcore. At 16, she's like, I'm going to live in America. And I'm like, I don't have any other friends. You've royally fucked me because you've made it that, like, you've just owned me for the last 3 years that I've got no other friends and now you're leaving me.
Didn't feel bad at all, actually.
Well, it all worked out in the end, didn't it?
Yeah, it did.
Kind of.
Now I've got two
very
friends,
funny.
you two. It was so dramatic though at 16, her leaving. I still remember you were up washing the dishes or someone was washing. I was washing the dishes at home. Remember?
Oh, yeah.
And you're like, and so I'm going to America in June, and it was like April or something.
No, you know what it was? I was supposed to be going in September after year 12, so staying home for like 9 months. But
Yeah.
I decided to go in the January because I was like, what am I going to do for 9 months? And they could take me earlier. And then I came and told you in like the start of December, so we had like 3 weeks left.
Yeah, it was bullshit.
Did you start crying?
What the fuck do you think?
Did you cry? No, I was going to say, yeah, I imagine you did, and you probably would have been going, there, you'll be okay.
It's like, harden up, you dumb bitch. You cried at your going away party.
Oh, yeah. I was probably drunk though, was I?
You were drunk. One of the only times I've ever seen you drunk. No, I've seen you drunk 2 times.
That's not good. Let's not do
No,
this.
let's.
People don't want to hear this.
No, I want to hear it because I can't even imagine you drunk.
Private conversation.
I remember though at your Stacey's going away party, and we all went down to somewhere. We lived in Williamstown and went to a bar up the top, and I remember the song "Bye Bye Miss American Pie," and you and I were dancing together.
God.
I know, isn't that disgusting?
Hey, that's a great song. That's
Yeah,
a
but
classic.
just think about it. It's
Yeah, I know.
very-
I know.
Ugh.
It's like
Please
K
don't.
San. People singing K San together.
Yeah. Or you'll be right and I'm
gonna miss you, horse. Yeah.
But then there was a lacrosse ball because we grew up
Okay.
in Williamstown where lacrosse is huge. It's not the thing on the horses, and they had the ball. I think it was like the 100-year ball or something
Yes,
like
it was.
that.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Oh, no.
Stacey, oh my God. Remember we went to get our hair professionally done and yours looked so bad we took it out and I did
everything happens
yours.
to me like that.
We're like, let's go and get our hair done. Mine looked amazing. Stacey's looked so bad. I'm like, you got to take that out and I'll do it. We put her hair in a pony and I just got little twists and her hair looked like it had
God, I forgot.
It looked like it was just full of worms. I made the hair like twisted, like 6 strands of hair together and then plugged it in with a bobby pin.
That was very, if we're talking like early 90s or mid 90s, though, remember your hair was separated like that and then you'd put they had those little clips. Remember that stage people used to put those little clips in their hair? Is my hair gone funny now? You're looking up at my hair.
It's all right.
No,
It's
yeah.
fine. It was so good. Anyway, and remember you had a red dress on
Yeah.
and she got so drunk. She got into the women's toilets
No.
at the town hall
Yeah.
and remember you couldn't even get up
I
off
had
the
to sit
floor.
down. Yeah. I don't think I've ever been that drunk ever again.
I did not stop laughing. It was the funniest thing I've ever seen.
I didn't even know what to do. Like, I really don't think I've been that drunk again.
And then
Turn me
remember, I kissed one of the boys, right? Mm-hmm. Like there was a big group of boys.
Yes, I remember.
And I kissed one of the boys. And then he decided to tell everyone we did something that never happened.
Oh, these are those stories of childhood where you're like, God, what were people doing?
It was so strange. It was, and remember you had to say to me, so-and-so said that you did this. And I was like, that didn't happen.
I bet
and
he said he
came and
fingered you.
anyway, he came up and apologised. And I'm like, you should have apologised. That didn't happen.
Oh, my God.
Rat bag. God, guys are such assholes
I
when you're
know.
younger.
I know.
Yikes.
Our boys won't be.
No, they'll be
It's different time.
They'll be
absolute
worse.
darlings. Hey, we had
Thanks for that,
the
memory
other
lane.
week we were talking about avocados and we had a great tip saying,
No. We didn't. You did.
You old mate did.
Okay, that apparently if you put a lettuce leaf around it, like iceberg lettuce around it, will stop it going brown. I didn't try the tip before delivering it, but somebody tried it. I'm so very sorry.
One of our friends, Gracie's, who we talk back and forth with us on Instagram, sometimes wrote to us and said, well, the avocados in the iceberg was shit for me. It went brown. Back to lemon juice on top instead. Love your tips though. Love you ladies.
Lemon juice on top works.
Thanks for that. We got a new tip to try.
Yeah, it
We'll
does
actually
because
try.
it stops it from oxidizing, which is what makes it go brown. So when you'd I remember learning this in home ec. Remember home ec at school?
home ec.
Cooking. And one of the first things we did, which wasn't even cooking, but was preparing a fruit salad. And I remember the teacher saying you have to squeeze lemon juice because it stops the apple from oxidizing.
And banana
Yes.
from going brown.
There you go.
Wow.
So that's the new tip.
Apologies for the shit one, but thanks for the new one, Gracie.
So don't use that. Geez, I hate it though. As soon as I cut up an apple for the boys and put it on the plate, within 2 seconds it's brown and they won't eat it. It's so irritating.
Do they like cinnamon?
Nah, probably not. Don't like anything.
Silly.
Okay, shows we're watching at the moment. I am watching Cheer, a Netflix documentary series.
Are you enjoying it? Because I started it and stopped.
I am semi-enjoying it because it's a show that Sam and I are both watching together, and there is nothing I love more than watching a show with Sam. It's my ultimate thing to do. But so it's a college in America, like one of the best cheer teams. And one of the coaches like the best in the country, and she's hardcore and
I
the
think
selections and
I think the hype behind it also is that it's a community college, so it doesn't have any funding or anything. So it's not like a big school that's normally into cheer.
Yes.
They're standalone essentially. So they've got no money and they've made them a powerhouse without any support, basically.
The things they do is insane.
They're
I was like
real
just saying, this should be an
athletes, aren't they?
Olympic sport. Like this is insane what they are doing and how they put their bodies on the line, how fit they have to be. But one of the girls, Gabby, I haven't got too into it, but she is like cheer famous. She's got a million followers on Instagram.
Wow.
And apparently she runs a bit like her family works for her. But everyone is like, what the fuck is with those parents? Like they live their life through her. Like one of the first scenes is a lady talking to Gabby's mum saying, oh, who's your daughter? And she's like, oh, she's the one with the black hair over there. And the lady's like, oh, Gabby, da-da-da. I forget her last name. She's like, yeah. And she's like, oh, she's brilliant. And the mum's like, well, Gabby's always like, I'm just me, Mom. Like, why do people care, Mom? It's like weird.
That's annoying.
Yeah, it's like hardcore stage mums.
It is, but they're all from different areas of life too, because it's not obviously it's expensive school. So some of them, like the part of the story, right, is too that the coach kind of mentors them a lot.
Yeah, she's like their mum, but she's a psycho. So then she's got even a alter ego with a different name that they never want to bring out. But there's this guy called Jerry, and he's just this beautiful, big, gay black boy, and he hypes them all up. And his mum died, and it's anyway. I think I definitely think it's worth watching.
Yeah, a lot of people are really into it.
Yeah.
I just couldn't get into the cheer part myself.
They talk about the athleticism with cheerleading in the same way as gymnastics.
It's
like
so
gymnastics. Risky.
They are. It's
one
gymnasts.
wrong move, you break your neck, you break it's it's not they think it's sort of like a really airy fairy sort of sport. It's actually not so hard.
It's like a trust fall on steroids. How high they get thrown.
Oh yeah. God, I loved Bring It On, that movie Bring It On.
Yes, who didn't?
Kirsten Dunst.
And then the guy the brother that she hooked up with. God, he was so hot. He's so hot. Jesse, someone. Fuck, he was just divine.
Oh.
Yeah. What are you watching?
I just finished, I think it was 4 parts maybe, The Pharmacist. It's about this guy, this dad, his name's Dan Schneider, and it's about his journey, opioid journey basically. His son, it goes into like, into the ghetto kind of and where they sell drugs in the back ends of America and stuff. But it's a small town, like 75,000 people. His son, he had no idea was on drugs, basically got hooked and got murdered in the town that he went to get heroin.
Oh, wow.
So then it leads on to this opioid epidemic.
Is ghetto politically incorrect now?
Probably.
Okay, well, don't use it then.
Well, it's called the Ninth District, I think is what it's called.
What would you call it then?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Low economic status. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyway, don't judge me for that. But anywho, basically he goes on this crusade to stop the opioid addiction, but basically just finds all these doctors that are drug dealing.
Totally.
And then moves into like every time he tries to stop one, then they blocked off with the opioid addiction and heroin started taking people's lives because they had to find a substitute. But then he took down Purdue pharmacies that were producing the OxyContin, the opioid.
So is Oxycontin is what is
a pain? It's like endone. So it's
endone.
Yes,
sorry, so it's
yes.
an endone because I was prescribed endone for something and I was way too scared to take it.
Yeah.
Because isn't it like you take it for
I had
5
it
days
for-
straight or something and you're basically addicted?
Well, remember what happened to me? I had it for C-sections and they handed out like willy-nilly, not asking anyone if they have addiction or anything.